Hey there drone fans, Rick here again from Drone Valley. I'm back with another DJI Air 3 drone review, and in today's video, I'll be testing the precision landing capabilities of the new drone. Now to remind you what precision landing is all about, it's essentially a safety feature that DJI's developed, and they offer it in quite a few of their drones that will try to return the drone to its home point and land almost exactly where it took off anytime a return to home event's been triggered. Now, a return to home can happen for a lot of different reasons. Maybe you've got the drone out in the field and the drone is constantly monitoring all the electronics inside. It's checking the compass, the GPS, the gyroscope, the battery levels, everything in that drone is constantly being monitored. And if something gets a little bit sketchy, maybe the compass is misbehaving or the gyroscopes aren't working correctly, the drone recognizes that as an emergency event and it takes over. It basically takes charge of the flight and it'll elevate to the height you've got set in the application. It'll spin to find your home point. It'll fly back right over the home point. It'll descend and land. Now what precision landing does, it's an enhancement on top of that return to home where it's not just landing in the general vicinity where it took off, it's gonna try and land exactly where it took off. And that's a really nice enhancement to that feature set. Now other reasons return to home can happen, one of them is a battery level. If you're not paying attention to the battery level and you're flying out there and you're having so much fun, you're not really listening to the thing yelling at you about the battery getting low or the beeping on there, the drone will realize I'm pretty far away from my home point. I've got a little bit of energy left. Rick's not paying attention, so I'm gonna take over, fly back and land before I crash over there and run out of juice. So return to home will happen for battery levels. You can also trigger it. So if you're out in the field like this, maybe you're flying your drone, you're over there in that stand of trees, and you've kind of lost sight of it for a minute, and you're thinking, boy, I'm pretty sure I know where it is, but I don't know, it's in the tree somewhere. You can trigger a return to home by holding this button down. It'll start beeping really quickly and say, return to home, and then it'll elevate again and fly and land. Now, precision landing to me, it's alchemy. I mean, it involves so much electronics and so much programming and software inside the drone. It's just amazing. It's actually amazing technology because return to home in general is pretty cool. I mean, it's a safety feature that will protect your drone so that if something's gonna happen and it's far away from you, it's gonna find its way home. You can trigger it in an emergency. So it does a good job of getting it back to pretty much where it took off and landing. The challenge with it though is that all the drones out there that provide return to home functionality use the GPS coordination available to the drone to find its home point. So essentially, when you take off with the drone, the first thing it does is take a snapshot of its 3D position in space based on GPS, so it knows roughly where it is. Now, I say roughly because GPS is not the type of technology that will give you a pinpoint exact location. It gives you a general location, maybe 3 to 5 feet, 10 feet off, so it's gonna come back and you're gonna see it and you can land it safely. Precision landing uses GPS to get back to the general vicinity of where it took off, but what it does differently is when you take off with the drone, if you hover at about 7 meters or 8 meters, it actually looks down through the bottom-facing cameras and takes a picture of its takeoff point. So it's actually visually remembering its takeoff point. So when you fly downfield, the GPS is going to get it back to the general area. It's going to start descending, and it's going to try to match up what it sees below it when it's landing with the picture it took when it took off. So it's actually a visual indication through the cameras on the bottom of where it took off, and it's going to make adjustments on the way down. It's absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do to test this is I've got the Air 3 right over there. I'm going to put it up, I'm going to send it downfield about 100 feet, and I'm going to manually trigger the return to home. And what it should do, and I'm sure it will, is it's going to elevate. I've set the return to home height at 100 feet. By the way, if you're going to set the return to home height, you want to make sure that when you're in an area like this, you find the tallest thing in the area and you make sure the return to home height is above that. My recommendation is to set it at 200 feet, 300 feet, so you're well above any of these poles or trees or anything, because if you set it at 80 feet and there's trees at 90 feet, it's going to introduce itself to those trees. So you want to make sure you're above anything that it might run into. Now you do have crash avoidance, so it's probably not going to run into the tree, but I don't want to mess with anything. I just want it to get up and get home as quickly as possible. All right, enough said about that. So I've set the return to home height at 100 feet. I'm going to elevate it, send it downfield, trigger the return to home, and let's see what happens. All right, so it's in the center of the mat. Everything's good, and I've got a clear sky. There's no NFZs around me, no planes around me. Let's put this guy up. I always get excited testing stuff like this. I'm amazed by the engineering. All right, so here we go. All right, so I got to put it up in the air about 7 meters.
Home point updated.
Home point's been updated. I'm up 23 feet in the air. Now again, the key thing is it needs to have a good view of the ground below it. So they recommend in the manual 7 meters, which is around 21 feet. I'm up 23 feet, and you're ready to go. All right, so let me take it downfield. I'm downfield at this point about 150 feet, and I'm up about 60 feet. So I'm not sure that's in frame right now, so I'll describe to you what's happening. Right now I haven't done anything, but I'm going to trigger the return to home.
Return to
Hear that
home.
beeping? All right, the first thing it's doing is spinning to face its home point. So it's spun around to face me. Now it's elevating to exactly 100 feet. It's coming back. And it's sort of over the mat. This is incredible. All right, so, it just spun around, so it's facing the out direction. So it's essentially the same way it was when it took off, and now it's descending. And man, does that look close to the mat. It made an adjustment there. It's making another adjustment there. It's thinking about it. It's like, hey, I know where the mat is. I'm coming down. I'm coming down. Boy, that looks really, really close. All right, it's beeping because I'm standing too close to it. So, oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. All right, to be fair, it's not right on the H. I would say it's about 6 or 7 inches off the H, but precision landing, I guess it's a relative term. It's not going to land exactly where it took off, but that mat is about, I don't know, 36 inches across, and it landed maybe 6 or 8 inches off of where it took off. So think about that. It flew downfield. I triggered the return to home. It elevated to 100 feet, spun to face me. It spun to face me first, then it flew up to 100 feet, flew back, found its general position with GPS, and then as it's descending, it's constantly making adjustments, looking down, constantly making adjustments of where the mat is to land on that mat. So if you're out flying and something happens where the drone loses its mind out there because the electronics have gone crazy because it's a really hot day or something, which by the way is incredibly rare, it doesn't happen, but knowing if something happens that the drone can find its way home and land within a 36-inch circle, to me is absolutely amazing. Now, I'm gonna run this thing a couple more times to see if it improves the accuracy or if it's way off, and I'll let you know, I'll do an update on that. But for me, at this point, I gotta say, this is what precision landing looks like right here. It's an absolutely amazing feature. It's a great safety feature to have in the drone. And once again, DJI's introduced it with the Air 3. So hopefully you found this review helpful. I have so many more things I want to talk about with this drone. I've been out flying it like crazy, so stay tuned. I've got a lot more stuff coming. And until next time, as always, happy flying.